Okay, here's another update on the Hammer Rey. I've got it all back together with all my parts up front like I've explained in other videos. After I got it all together, changing the bell crank back over to an Ecotech from the Vidavon like I had explained. I got about an hour on the unit and I ran into another small problem, and I want to go over it with you guys to make sure you don't do the same thing, because I've had this damn thing apart fuck 4 or 5 times and I'm tired of it, but I'm 99% there to where I've got this thing fucking dialed in. I am super happy with it. There's a few things, like I said, I'm still working on that I'll get there. So I'm not good at this video editing and all that stuff, so I'm just doing this all on my camera phone, and I'm just gonna have to do it in different stages because I don't know how to put them all together. I really don't care enough, but I want to help everybody else out there the best I can. So what I'm going to show you to watch out when you put everything back together to make sure this isn't happening to you. And I'm going to show you first, and then I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to try to fix it. It might be a day or two, but I'm going to work on it. And then show you what I did to fix it, because I have an idea, and then I'm going to put it all back together and try it again. So so the Vidavon front part, the fronts, there's a tiny bit of play right here in this spot, in the top and the bottom of the knuckles. As far as I can tell, there's just no way of getting that out. I mean, it moves such a tiny bit. So the problem I'm gonna show you is right here is the bell crank. I don't know how to get this light on the phone, the camera light. Anyways, so once I get it apart, I'll show you. Right inside there at the tip of my finger is the one side of the bell crank, the driver's side. And man, it's just so hard to show you in the video, but it's wobbling up and down just a little bit in the upper mount and the bottom mount, the driver's side of the bell crank. It wiggles. There's a little bit of play where it goes up. It's moving up and down. Man, it's such a pain in the butt to show you, but I'm going to take everything apart and show you what I'm talking about and show you what I did to fix it. And then I'll post another video, but here's the exhaust that I did. Did that on both sides. If you noticed on my rig, the fuel tank, I just didn't like the setup back here. With the tire in the very back, I understand the weight on the rear helps the front glide over shit, but I'll tell you what, man, with this small of a rig and how, I don't know what it is, the weight bias, it made the front end not want to be precise with steering. What it did is it put too much weight on the rear, and the front was turning and wanting to go straight, and then the back had so much weight over the tail end on such a light rig that all that weight on the rear end is what was making the front so light. And I realized that that's what makes it glide over the jumps. But with this unit, these toys, it's not like the real thing. It just didn't handle right. After moving the tire up front, I used the original post that was right here. I took it out and put it on this cross brace that the original exhaust was on, and drilled a hole in it and put that stud right there, and then mounted the tire right there. I bought this little fuel tank top. I actually found it on Amazon. And I sanded down the whole top because right here is that fake fuel fill on the Hammer Rey. If you look at yours underneath the tire, there's a fake fuel filler right here. Well, I had to sand that down, otherwise it would have looked stupid. I bought this, screwed it down, and it looks like a fuel tank. I'm sorry, but I'm proud of myself. Haha. Anyways, and I've taken this thing out a couple times with this setup, and I'll tell you what, man, 100% better the handling. This is my opinion. What I have found, it just handles way freaking better. Got the Vidavon rear sway bar on it, and I think it's more balanced. It goes over jumps still fine. The front end does want to come down, so I'm gonna mess with the suspension a little bit more and put some more preload on the front springs. I'm just gonna screw the top cap down, and that makes it want to return faster. So when you go off the jumps, the front end is gonna come back down quicker, the suspension, but the rebound is gonna make the front end come up and hopefully balance out. I'm gonna mess a little bit more with that, but I'll tell you what, on straightaways, cornering, everything else, this thing just handles way better with all that weight taken off the rear and put towards the front. I don't know, man, guys, just try it and give me your thoughts. I also took off all this crap off the back, remounted number plates up here. These are actually Traxxas number plates, and drilled them into the side and mounted them with some spacers. It was a pain in the ass. These are Traxxas shock reservoirs. They've broken off a couple times. I don't know how that's going to work out because when I roll it, it wants to break them off. I may redo that. But yeah, moving the number plates up there, it brings your attention back. Everything, it brings it all forward because this thing looks like a dancing hot dog, wiener dog going down the trail. It looks so awkward because it's just so, the back end looks so damn long. But in my opinion, it takes your attention off the back. When it's driving around, it looks better, it handles better. And I've got a lot of work done in it. And these exhausts I was going to explain. These are called the Fat Bastards scale drifter car exhaust that I found on either A-Main or I think it was A-Main Hobbies I found them. But they're called the Fat Bastards. So you have to mount them, drill holes and mount them. You'll see my little screws right there. Once you buy the part, you'll understand how you have to mount them. You got to be careful to get those holes right on. Otherwise, it's going to look stupid. Maybe the exhaust looks a little bit big. I don't know. But so far, I'm happy with how it's turning out. Anyways, I'm going to work on this front suspension and that bell crank and get that play out of there and let you guys know what I find.